Okay. Alright. Assalamualaikum, welcome back. It's another day, and today I want to try to make the animation thing again, but this time with more information than before, because now we have things that are known now, which is good. So, okay, so what I want to do is try and just first off, let's delete the script. This is not amazing. Testing curves. Okay, now script. Testing. Okay, now let's add a character bodies, the collision shape, give it a shape. Okay, and get it this new script. Close all. Okay, this is the wrong spot. I forget that it keeps inheriting the wrong type. Okay, so for this, let's extend a node. Then let's export some stuff. Let's export a curve. What's that element? That element. 20, 22. Show me the curve. Please? Oh, thank you. Okay, but like, why can't I see it? That's strange. Yeah, Pass 2D has something to render it. Okay. Canvas item. Okay, path. Inherent canvas item. Inherent node. So I should have whatever those are. Underscore draw. Visible. It's a resource, but it's not seeable. I need to be able to see this thing. Right now, it's just not letting me see anything. Hmm. Did I just inherit the wrong thing? They're not visible, and that's a problem. It only gets and sets the curve, but it doesn't. But it also renders it. Why does that happen? In 2D we can get the curve, but in 3D we in the other one we can't. What if I change it to a dual script? Sixteen. Give it a value. We'll restart maybe. No. Okay. That is a problem. Okay. This is going to be a different problem altogether. I'll take a look at this line. Very right angle. This is the same curve thing, but it's not what I think I want. I want something that can be easily shown. Let's see if there's any other line type things. I'm really not sure what node would make the most sense. Hmm. A link between two positions in navigation region 2Ds. Agents converted. Express navigation methods by traveling along the surface of a navigation polygon, such as ziplines, borders, or gaps that can be jumped across. I don't know what any of those things are. Polygon, shape. Yeah, that's not a lot of functionality for what I need. Okay, I guess I have to write it out then. Uh, take in curve. If it takes in a curve, what am I getting? I'm getting like a easing. I've got linear curves. I got constant curves. I've got curve curves that can curve a bit, but they aren't exactly the easiest things to use. Okay, what about hmm, what if I add any node and add the script? It doesn't pop up. because they're the same property. Really, exporting it makes it break. So adding my own curve just doesn't work. That's so strange. Um, why? Maybe I need to make a velocity interpolator. New interpolation. Okay, but if I can't render the curve, how am I supposed to work with it? That's the problem I'm facing now. Hmm. A purchase report of long add-on hold easy curved lines 2D. Provides functionality through drawable past 2D. Node which extends the path to adds a generate line button into the curve. Okay, so that's something to draw it. It's just a function. Why did you stop working? In terms of method tweener, this is the combination of tween combat and conflict. No, I don't understand. For animation, require numerical property to be interpolated over a range of values. Tween comes from in between and animation technique. It's more suited to animation players where you don't know the final values in advance. Dynamic camera. Tween animation is added by tweeners to the tween object using tween property. Tweener. Inherited by the other things. Okay. Okay. The sequence will make the sprint turn red, then shrink before going to 3. Set trans. Tween properties at set trans. Say set trans. What is set trans? Is this the thing I was looking for? Sets the transition type for property tuners and method tuners ended after this method. It's a transition type then. Animation is interpolated using different things. This is what I need. Oh my goodness, this is what I was looking for. Now, I should check actually. How do different interpolation methods give different results? Straight line, polynomial fit, interpolation. Actually, I think for learning purposes, quad might be better. Just a moment. Maybe a new chat. Yeah, let's do it in a new chat. Okay. Can you show me with a small animation the differences of interpolating for velocity with different interpolation methods? Please use 2D. Okay. So we found a way to render code. Just get rid of this. Tweens have a smoothing type. Curves can be rendered and so can lines. icons for path node. Okay. It all seems strange. Okay. Mm, okay. Uh, what if the interpolation is done? Um, what if the interpolation is done by getting okay, how's the cones doing this stuff right now? Zone manager. So between the velocity, and to get that, we do an interpolation of velocity ourselves in a way, as we get the duration. Basically, we get impact distance times sun direction, and then we do the same thing. I don't remember what I did here for each line. Between the velocity property, by getting the vector of no x, or just x in the sun direction, and the y component, okay. And then we do that again, but we change it to how long it's actually supposed to be, for some reason. Is it because I want to abruptly change the velocities? So like this is essentially a reset line. Resets line. actual interpolation. Okay, so I have a system that takes in the velocity and the time that it should take. Get velocity gives me a velocity that's linearly made. In my project, I have hard points with hard change in direction, but I need to know how the velocity will affect the position using a tween. I give a single digit or single velocity for each point. Made from position data or position values and give it a time. And velocity will affect the position. Using this screen, I get a single velocity for each point from position, and I give it a time. Once one point is done, the next. Wait, can't I just test this? It's not a good project. Go to testing, portable player. Your stun manager exists. Walking facing right. Your gravity is enabled. Let's disable it. No, wait, no. Let's keep it on. 2D. What is that? I guess it's just facing this different direction. All right. So right now that's linear, I believe. Actually, I think it would be best to change it on the test player. So we've got the special move, down quarter circle forward light kick. If we change the thing to test player, down quarter circle forward light kick, if I change it in code for the animation in the stun manager, or actually, what is animating this? The attack manager, I think? Start attack. Yes, this is in fact what it is. Time dot set ease, I think? Is that what I was looking at? Set ease or set transition? Yeah, I'm using set transition. That I think of. Well, let's see. Is set ease out. Let's run it. See what happens. I have no idea what that's doing. Green dot set transition. Transition back? What is this? I don't know. Sign. Is it because of this existing? Okay. And if I change the transition to dot transition bounce, sure. What? Okay, let me print the player's position. Freeze, down, and forward, forward, light kick, So let's remember these values a little bit. Did I put the thing in the wrong spot? No, it is a thing that exists. Okay. So positions are 32.14 dash, or no, 32, comma, 9.988.402. Yep. Continue. Okay, it starts going vertical after frame 15. Okay, that's when it starts vertical. 0 to 15, colon, 16 to 16, transition to next animation part. Let's see, is it nothing I want? Is that what I had coded it to be or something? Always on top, projectile, no. Attack, animation, no, let's combo attacks, this, and this. Yes, 100 position to the right. At frame 15, it should also be the ending point. Setting these values. Okay. Let's see what the ending is at. The ending at 50 frames, I guess? 40, 41, 41.7, this value at 45 or something? Probably 45 and so first off, it's supposed to move exactly 100 to the right and up. Yes, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. But that didn't happen. Instead it curved, moved further than 100 by how many? 32. By 50. It went 150 to the right and up way less than it should have. Okay. If I uncomment this, so let's also label this as with without resets line and with bounds transition. I believe that's what I was using. Yes. Okay. Now to what I had before. Actually, let's do it with the bounds. What was that first line? What's on top? Right, freeze, down, forward, forward, right tick. Okay. So I know the starting value, we get to 125. And then just a hard stop. Okay. Oops. With line and with bounce. At 15. And then I'm going to 45. Negative 90 from 9, which actually seems like pretty much the entire thing. At 45. 90.98. Gotta. I guess that makes sense. 6937. Okay. And then if I remove the set transition, which would just be the same as set transition linear probably, freeze, down, forward, forward, light kick. See what happens to at 15 is exact. And with reset. And then bring in 45. Yeah, there's a little bit of like, just barely. At 15. At 15. At 45. Okay, so that's a different problem. What does this tell me? That it will be inconsistent no matter what I do, probably. Now that we know that it's going to be inconsistent regardless, there is a thing that needs to be decided. Da, da, da. I can have the draw path just to see what it looks like, but my question is, what happens when I essentially, if I want a good curve to movements, what do I want? You know that, like the helix animation, that's something I want to kind of be able to do. Helix animation, or double helix actually. Overlapping spine waves animation. I could probably make this in Desmos too, though. Uh, I am taking so long. No, none of those. I should do it in Desmos. Why is Desmos not working of all things? I hate how much this is like, okay. Well, for that, well, I guess I could look into the tweens more. Tween, tween, yada yada. Set loops, parallel, pause mode, process mode, speed scale. This affects all tweeners and their delays. Okay. What if I try set speed then? Go to the tag manager scripts. Dot set Speed. What was it called? Speed scale. What happens if I do this? I failed the input. It's a real plane. Great. Fix all tweeners and their delays. Sure, but how do I use it? That's really annoying. Delay. Set delay. Perfect clear. Set custom. Allows interpolating the value with a custom easing function. The provided interpolator method will be called with a value ranging from 0 to 1 and is expected to return a value with the same range of values outside the range. This takes a curve. That's pretty cool. Let me export a curve. New curve, add. Can I get negative values? Wait, no. Min value, -1. So if I go from 1 to -1, like this, just because I think it's interesting. And then I go to the attack manager where I'm setting a custom interpolator. Curve. Sorry. What's the data? Current attack dot curve. Save, run it. What happens? Why? Was that not what you were doing? Or dot set as relative, actually? Oh, you had quite a bit actually. What's set as relative? It's almost always using position, but I need something that uses velocity. Okay then, the custom interpolator, sample baked, curve dot sample baked. Sure, let's try that. But received none. Tween curve, sample baked curve. Try it again. It's still about as exact. What if this disappears? Interesting. Down, down, forward, forward. Light kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and it's... Is it back to where it started? 176 to 1676. 2 frames earlier, really? Okay. And then it starts with going up, but has some speed already, and it's going down now. And then it gets cancelled because of the attack. And it's done. Okay. But this doesn't allow that to happen, which is unfortunate. Okay, what if they are flipped? And there's one here. Interesting. It did something strange. For the first part, it just stayed the same, but for the second part, it reset. Okay, that's a little bit more interesting. Um, what's that look like with a linear curve? Because that is a very strange curve. Let's go from 0 to 1. Sorry, 0 to 1. Run it, see what happens. Get velocity.host is facing right. Displacement per time. That's not a reset. That is setting the velocity to 0, not a reset. If I just do vector 2.0 instead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, from if this gets 50, then I think this is good. 145 to 192, that's 50. And then this, it goes really slow, but it goes up faster. More. Yes. Yes. This is what I wanted. But like actually being able to see it is the part that isn't happening right now. If I do constant 1, run it. Thirty-two, 90. Yes. Okay, okay. Yes. I have kill momentum on for this one. What happens if I remove the kill momentum part? Yeah, no, I keep my momentum. Good. If I do this between them, just in case, and I do this one, momentum off, current position is 65. What? Down, right, right. 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's a little short. And then it's -9 to... Yeah, it's a little short, which I think is because of that. Yeah, okay. Strange. Alright. So the area under this curve would be the percentage that we're getting So this entire box is considered a 1 by 1 box. If I am going from 0 to 1 in a non-linear fashion, basically a sinusoidal one, almost. Um, okay, I think it's the area under the curve. So derivative of position is velocity, so the integral of velocity is position, which means the area under the curve is uh, the total position distance. Okay. So if I take the derivative, I guess it's, well, let me think about this a bit more. Yeah, so right now, for this dictionary, or not this one, these points represent the displacement, or the total displacement, and the y value, or the total displacement in the number of frames. So this, I believe, would be start the thing with nothing. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starts moving. A linear amount. 85, 32. So they don't move until the 7th? The 8th frame. Okay. Because it's not an even number, let me just change that to an even number for time and frames for 16. Because it's 50%. Save, save, and then see if that actually goes to 52, or moves by 50. From 32 to on frame 7 it doesn't move. On frame 8 it starts moving. But we ended at 80.8, which is one off. And also I think less. 50? Yeah, that's less than it. Okay. This overshot by a little bit, but that undershot by quite a significant amount, I feel. No, that's correct now. Okay. Is it just that sometimes I'm inconsistent about it? No, it's being inconsistent. Why? It's being semi-consistent. Alright, what's the increment? 72 to 80, so 8666. So that's a difference of 7. Wait, what? 32. First jump is to 38.7, or then 45.3, then 52. Okay. It starts moving on the 8th frame. And then stops moving on the 15th. No, it stops moving on the 14th. I need to print between is running or not. Also, where is the... So, print is on floor. Player controller. Input manager, script. Input history, I don't want to see. Right now, that's been fixed. Player position is being printed here. Okay. The attack is printed when, though? Before or after? Start from the beginning. So it's position of the player, then stuff. from the look of it. Open documentation for I want to see curve. Min max, get domain range, tangent, point sample, sample baked, set point offset. Change the y value of a point that would exist at the offset point along the curve. Returns y value for the point that would exist along the curve using the baked cache. Bakes curve points if not baked already. Tangent mode. Is there a way to get the area of the curve? In domain, max domain, here points, tangent, position, range. Um, if I sample the entire thing, and then I calculate the total, divided by the total number of points, I should get the percentage. So let's go here, and then let's just go on the ready function, curve dot, no, 4 point in curve dot, can I just go 4 point in curve? Var sum equals 0, well, sum equals, or plus equals points, and sum divided by curve. Okay, so curve is not a number. It has point count. Okay. Uh, no, that's not the points I care about. Attack and divide by the attack animation part and 0 dot time in frames. Okay. What's your warning? Integer division. Okay. Point in curve. I don't think that's actually what I need to do. Add point bake. Get domain range sample. Uh, What's no point is actually taking this. Back animation time in frames. That should give me 15. Point, but I need to use curve dot sample bracket save, run it, and freeze it. I can't use it in the ready function because it's not doable here for most attacks. Let's go to the attack manager then. Or actually, wait, I have a workaround. Keep it. If curve dot curve equals null, indent this, not equal null colon, this should be in there too. Try again. Okay, go to the top line. 0.993? But why am I getting that? Not crayon. That is 0. Stop. Y. Integer division. That's why. Sure. 0.46666. If I get a calculator, real quick. Go 1 divided by 15. It is not the exact number. Interesting. That is in fact half of it. So there can be some correction terms to get numerical accuracy, but I think this is like kinda good. Because now that I can affect the curves, I'm using the same curve for everything. However, I can adjust the curve per specific um, position data, which is good. Um, I can also like take this sum and divide the value by it. And that will do the correction term. Okay. If I go to you, go to this thing, yeah, that's projectile, not special. If I go to you, you're at 15. If I change you to 16, click off it, save, run it again, right away. 0.5 on the dot. Um, 17, run it. 17, a little less than 5 divided by 2. 2.9411, etc. Okay, so I need an odd correction. And, wait, if I divide by this percentage, wouldn't it correct automatically? So, this divided by 2, um, 0.5 minus ANS. Okay, so if I divide by this number, does it correct it exactly or no? Curve specifically this. Now, while it's not as easy to edit in the editor, I can edit the smoothing, which is close enough for me. Uh, I go to the attack manager. I don't want to divide the time, I want to divide the velocity, I believe. Okay, continue attack, or no, in the start attack section, or the animate section. Okay. The animate, continuing the key. Wait, where is it? This line. Okay, get velocity divided by the hard-coded value, run it, do the move, it overcorrected. That's because it shouldn't be that. Um, it should be. Okay, if I just do it by 0.5, right now it's an odd number. Okay, so it overcorrected still, but no, 0503s? 37. What's that? Okay, so it is possible to manually correct it. Okay, so I can now, knowing how to get the area correct for the velocity instead of the position. And I can use velocity information rather than position information, and this allows me to actually collide with objects rather than literally go right through them. Yes. Yes. Let's go. Okay. I'm just gonna put in an error right here, correction term underscore percent term. Very happy about that. Okay, let me go to this resource. It's documentation. Open documentation. I just type animation part. It is a resource. Displacement time vector. Cool. So I also want to export a curve. Moving curve. I don't know what to call this. Curve. Curve. And then I want a bar correction, which is a float. And then I want on ready var, or no, function. Underscore ready correction. Let me get that code that I used in this thing right here. And then go back to that resource. Okay. Let's get the time and frames portions. Okay. Correction. This gives me the sum. Before I had a print line, which I should probably bring back, so I actually know what I'm grabbing. Okay. And then if time frames dot is which is an integer, so time frames mod 2 equals 1, which means it's odd, colon, else. I believe this is assuming that they are not a... Okay, sum is considered a float. Then print correction. I'm gonna just to verify that this is working. I should notice when this doesn't work that there's something wrong with it. And hopefully it's the uncommenting it. Okay. And at the top. And when it's ready. Unfortunately, it's a resource, so I may not be able to see it that easily. Okay. Also, it probably should be like actually edited. You don't need a curve anymore. Add element, new animation part, curve, 15, 100. Let me add another one, curve. This was negative 100, this was 30. That's fine. Curve empty. If the curve is empty, then it doesn't matter. You don't need a correction term. And then in that case, I should put a so if curve is null, else for this, if curve is null, correction equals 1. So curve, curve, curve. You there, you there. Points. Linear, 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 linear. Point one. So 0.5, 0. Right tangents. 1. Yeah, this is 1. This is 0.5. If it's odd, the correction should be +1. Run it. I should get a single print for that then. Nope. Okay. If tag animation bracket 0 dot curve is not equal to 1, call this thing bracket 0 dot ready. No. Check if the tag animation is not empty either. The correction term is 0.93975. What? I get this correction term working, and then I can rest. Okay, so for each frame, or for a point in the frames, get the sample y value, time in frames. Time in frames is an integer number, so sum divided by that. It's odd right now. Let me see if the corrections. That's 1.0. What if I change it to 2? 16. Save. Correction is also 1. Let me make sure it's actually also printing print. So the projectile. I guess I gave it to the wrong thing. Once again. That's funny. How can you do your projectile? Except it's not long enough. Also, it's not working as intended, probably. Let me go to the attack manager, undo that. Go to get the heart dot correction. Run it. See if it does what I'm expecting it to. Huh? Current attack no longer has that. It would be part dot curve dot big resolution. What is what I had here? Dot sample baked. Is it because the second one doesn't have anything? If part structure, do that. Else. Otherwise, just skip the line. Okay. Okay, player position is 94. Yeah, 94.26. All the way up to 8, it doesn't move, and then it starts moving. It moved. Not the correct amount of distance. Its correction is 1. Its correction should be 0.5. If curve is null, which it is not for the first item in the projectile. The curve is a actual thing. Okay. Approach called. Yeah, no, it's not getting called. Okay. I am not sampling the right thing. Is it point divided by time in frames? Correction is 0.5 now, meaning frozen, down, down, forward, forward, and projectile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't start moving fully until we get to this point. And it's pretty much exact. Yeah, oh, okay. Alright, alright. Okay, okay, okay. A few notes. I need to make this its own node. Okay. Takes in animation resource with its velocities. Animation resource with position values. Then calculate the velocity values and make a correction term so that position is used rather than velocity. Okay, that is a terrible way to say that. Okay, it takes in position and time values. Takes in positions or displacements. X, comma, time, comma, and uh, calculates the time and the time velocity and velocity correction and to actually give actually it it change the position overall. Hmm, I forget what my attack is set to for Kill Tween. It says Kill Tween, so if I do it now, oh good grief. Let me do it again. Wait, can I not do attacks on here? Did I accidentally code that feature in? Huh. Wait, really? Oh yeah, I have that coded in. Yeah, we did that last time, kind of. Um, so let me go for the projectile and copy the curve. Is this just like a thing I can copy and then paste this curve? I pressed the wrong button. Wait a minute. On, off per frame, on? That's a problem. What the heck? Player position nan. What? Not a number. Okay. What the hell happened? That didn't happen before. Ay, ay, ay. Is that really the fix? Just set them to 0. Nope. don't you break it, then? It's the same curve. Why is it not broken? How does this happen and what frame does it happen on? It happens immediately on frame 16. Okay, if you are changed back to 215, what happens? It turns to 15. Is the problem frame? Possibly? What? Okay. 99? Okay, that's a problem, and I'm not sure why it's happening this time. Last time it was working fine. Why did it decide to die this time? Yeah, but why doesn't it happen on the end of it? When the next frame starts, it has why? See what you're getting. Also, turn. Well, it was working before, so let me just restart it off. And then see. If not, I will debug it later. It goes so fast. What the heck? Alright, let's see if I just set it to these two. These are exactly how I had them. That one broke it. That one also broke it. I turned off kill momentum for one of them. Oh, now it's dying on frame 1. Even better. It hates me. Stop, stop, stop. There's one too many. 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw it move for a frame before it disappeared. And it just dies instantly. Okay, why is this happening? Yeah. Let me just do a linear line. I just want it to not be insanely broken. Okay. Velocity is infinity. Now, what is the possibility of fixing this? Tart deck get time. divide by correction. And then remove it from the attack manager section. Okay, I don't know what the issue is. Oh, it's telling me the error. Sure, but where? Oh well. Okay, right now need to do this part from scratch, but with a clear path. Okay, so I don't know where that nan error is coming from, but I do know that I have a concept that decently works probably. Visually editing it is the thing that needs to be done next, and I will have to see how that ends up being. Alright, visual integration needs to be added. Alright, well then, bye-bye.